Welcome to the 13th episode of the Out on Loan podcast. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Jefrey Canova, joined by, I'm starting to lose words to describe you, my brother. Hey, there we go, my brother.
My
My brother
brother.
from another mother,
Keep it
brother,
simple. Yes, sir.
yeah, Aritra, as always. And today, man, we have so much. And I mean so much, which is just a shocker for, I guess, for the casuals who don't really come to appreciate international football, aka myself a week ago.
Myself as well,
Um,
because I was also,
just
talking
so
trash
much.
about
And
this.
look, the theme of this episode, the good, the bad, and the ugly of international football, which I guess gives us content creators or aspiring content creators and reporters, journalists, whoever may be fanatic, I guess the ability to talk about, the sport that they love, but, we're going to get into that because there's a lot, a lot to talk about. And
Mhm.
me, I'm one that loves to talk. But before you hear me yap, as always, please don't forget to follow us on the Outland Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Twitter, hopefully, and any other website that you can think of that will probably like reproduce our content out there. Um, but yeah, man, I'm just excited to get into this, man. We're gonna start off with the good. Okay, this is the first segment. Usually we have three blocks. This is block A, what we're gonna talk about. The good. And by good, I mean we already have an idea of like who's qualified for the World Cup, and we can pull up and for our listeners on Spotify, what I'm gonna pull up right now onto the stage is the qualified teams. You can see Spain, Argentina, France, England, Germany, Croatia, Albania, Colombia. Shout out to all my Colombian fans out there. Senegal, Japan. I believe that's Iran, um,
Mhm.
South Korea, Norway, Panama, Egypt, Algeria, Qatar, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I I can't name that one nation right there. It's the one with the blue
It's
stripe.
it's oh
You
dude,
might
is
know
it?
better than me.
I think it's Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan. Okay, there
Yeah,
you go.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you're
it is,
gonna
it
help
is,
me
it is,
cover
it
here.
is.
This is where you go. Saudi Arabia, South
Saudi.
Africa.
Yeah, you got it.
And for me, what I'm happy for, well, I guess not for some Americans, but I guess for the love of the sport, Haiti qualifying. I believe that's New Zealand, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Or Australia, one of the two.
Yeah.
No, I think that might be New
No, that's
Zealand.
New
That might be
Zealand
New
because
Zealand because I see it.
Australia's on the other
That's
side. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right. And of course, we got Portugal, Netherlands, Brazil, Belgium, Mexico. Well, Mexico, USA, they don't count.
Yeah.
They know they're going to be there. Uruguay, Switzerland, Ecuador, Austria, Australia,
Mhm.
Canada, as we know. And one of my favorites from the storyline today,
Oh,
I mean,
dude.
from the last, the Scotland, the Scottish are
They-
getting in there to the World Cup after what I believe was more than 20, 30
Yeah,
years, 40
since
years.
since nine
It's been a
since
long time.
98. Since 98. It's their
Since
first one.
1998.
Oh man.
This is the first, which is how many years? That is, if we can do math, almost 28
20,
years.
20, yeah, 28, 27,
28
28.
years
Oh,
since
it's
Scotland
gonna be
have made.
28 since in 26. Yeah.
And
Wow.
then we have Paraguay as well. Shout out to them. I know to Paraguay as well. They made it. You know how the South American they boosted up the way they ranked.
Hmm.
Ivory Coast, Tunisia, with that nation. I'm blanking. Cover me
Jordan,
here.
Jordan,
Jordan.
Jordan, Michael,
Next
Michael
one.
Jordan.
That Michael Jordan. And the next nation right here. What is? You got me covered here, man. You got me beat here. I'm just still like figuring out the new teams are playing. The only ones that
Senegal, I
I
think.
know. I think that one's Ghana. The one in the middle between Jordan and Senegal. What team is that? What nation is that?
Fiji
Fiji.
or is it? Oh, dude, nah. I think I'm
We'll
nah.
figure it out. We'll look through the names
It's
and
it's
stuff.
it's either nah. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. We haven't mentioned Cabo Verde. I think Cape
Cabo
Verde,
Verde.
Cabo Verde. Yeah, and Curacao. I think.
Oh, Curacao. You're right. You're
But
right.
did
Curacao
they
made it.
qualify or are they
No,
like
I
in
think they
the playoff?
qualified. They qualified. I think they did qualify. I think they did. I
Yes,
remember it
they
was
did.
Haiti,
They did.
Curacao, and there was one other nation. But there's just so many. But I think the most memorable. I think the point that I'm trying to make here for our listeners out there is, I think the big name ones was
Right.
Haiti, Curacao, Scotland, obviously, um, And then yeah, I think those are the main three that have really just caught our eyes, and which were like, oh, that is just amazing on football. I mean, have you seen the celebrations
Mm-hmm.
in Scotland, man? And another team which I foolishly made a mistake. I misunderstood. I know Ireland won their last two World Qualifier games, so they're heading to the playoffs to try to get in there. I foolishly thought they qualified, so I was like telling my Irish friend, shout out to one of our main co-hosts here, who I'm hoping to get on soon if they do qualify in March. Kieran Keneally, I know he's a Irish descent, Irish American, through his dad's side. Shout out to Mr. Keneally as well. Mr. Keneally, shout out to him. I was texting, I was like, dude, like, bro, like, are you guys happy? Like, yeah, we're excited, man. Obviously, because Troy Parrott
Uh,
is, and I'll remove the screen now
TP7.
for
Oh wait, hold on. Can you put it back right? Because I just like
Yeah, I
verified.
got you. I got
I
you.
verified the information. So the flag
Okay.
next to Jordan, so the one in between
On the
Jordan and
right.
Ghana is Cabo
Yep.
Verde or Cape Verde. Verde.
Cape Verde.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then all the way to the right is Curacao.
Curacao.
Yep.
Curacao. Awesome,
All
man.
all
I'm
confirmed and
congrats.
good.
First of all, to all those nations out there, and I'll finally move it. I think it'll just be us two. Congratulations. This is what I think a lot of people don't understand about international football, and I missed out, which I should have understood because I get it, and we heard a lot of people say it. A lot of people have said, like for us that are fans of the club national side of things, like we're scared about our star players getting injured and stuff like that. But I mean, seeing these smaller nations who, again, when you think into perspective of how big the World Cup is, remember, just look at the stats. I mean, the most common one I've seen is you compare it for here in the States. The Super Bowl is like the biggest sporting event in America. I mean, you get like what, like 20, 30 million viewers out there from around the world, plus the US. Yeah, well, the World Cup gets like almost like billion. That's like even more than what you're getting because it's the whole world. Because no, I don't want to sound like a broken record when I say this, but soccer is just the world sport. And you just saw it with the small nations that have qualified, and I'm just so happy for them, man. I'm really am like, it just gives the sport a lot of like storylines, and I think that's one of the main things here: the good, the bad, and the ugly, because it's the storyline. This is the good side. You're seeing Scotland get in there. You're seeing Haiti get in there. Curacao, small nations. We saw Iceland a few years ago. This is what the sport is, man, and I think more people need to come appreciate that. Like people like, especially when you're in like Peru, for example. Like Peru didn't qualify to a World Cup for almost like 30 years. And when we did it in 2018, the nation went into a frenzy. Like, I mean, we really pulled like so many people to go to Russia for that one summer. I remember me as a kid just watching my dad, who has been watching this, even my mom. My mom ain't that big into soccer. I mean, she knows soccer, but even her, when she saw that team qualify, she was like, wow, like to see that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's
crazy.
a beautiful
It's
thing
crazy.
for sure.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's beautiful, and
And
I'm hoping your nation one day gets it. That's what a lot of people are saying. Like, there's nations that don't even have a football team. They're like, dude, guys, you need to understand. Like,
yeah.
we get recognition through that. Our stars would get recognition. Our brand would be recognized.
Mm-hmm.
Our nation, our food, our culture.
Yeah.
This is what I mean when I say football is literally the life because it brings so many people together. It's not even funny, and it just economically. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect, but economically, when you bring people together like that and cultures a nation, who's the nation that you're like most
Okay.
happy to see like qualify?
Okay. Honestly, it's probably just the way they qualified. Scotland, dog. Like, and well, I mean, you know who I'm gonna like mention or bring
Oh
up here.
yes.
There's da, 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 Scott McTominay. Da, 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 da,
Scotland,
Scott McTominay, bro, and what a way to bring your country. I mean, I know it wasn't eventually the winning goal, but holy hell, what a start to that game with
say
that bicycle kick goal, dude. Oh, I don't know where to begin. Like, I'm just so happy for the guy. And every single time people are like, "Oh, look what United missed out." What, like, first of all, the reason why he's able to play the way he is because sometimes you just need a departure. Sometimes what you've called home, which Scott has called Manchester United home for 22 years, right? The previous one, he was an academy kid. I mean, like we're so proud of him the way he's balling it up in Napoli, winning the league there last year, and now I mean he's obviously been playing well for Scotland, and then just getting the opportunity to bring them to the world's biggest stage. Dude, I'm so excited to see. I can't wait.
Right.
I just can't wait.
I'm so happy for him too because I just loved how he's revolutionized his career, man. Like we thought he
Yeah,
was one of the worst technical players out there, or like he's just not effective for a team. He was a
yeah.
super sub, and now he's winning league titles in Milan, getting MVPs, and now he's probably gonna get him and Kieran
Napoli,
Tierney.
Napoli.
Sorry, what team did I say?
Say Milan.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. See, I always mess that up. Like United did with him. Um, Sorry, but
All
from
right.
winning league titles with Napoli
Peace.
to MVP in the Serie A, to now probably just getting a statue alongside with Kieran Tierney as well for that banger. I mean, come on, man. He's a legend now in that he's immortalized now. And that's what I mean when I tell people this with smaller nations, or at least nations that aren't your Englands or your Frances or your Germanys, even your Senegals, for example, because they're even a great footballing nation team with how many talent. It's like for these small nations that don't really have those moments, or like that, I guess those moments, right, where you get to
Hmm.
qualify every single year easily. Like he's a god now. He's the god of Napoli, and
Yeah.
he's the god of Scotland. So at this point, I think he's just like the Maradona of everything. He's Maradona now, a savior to his nation and a savior to Napoli and Serie A.
I mean, I just
Tommy, shout
remember.
out to you. Shout out to Kieran Tate and Troy Parrott as well, man. See, they see.
Good.
Yeah, Ireland's already started.
I'm waiting for Ireland to make it. I mean, there's not that many
I'm
spots
hoping
left,
they
but
make
like, come
it,
on, man. Yeah,
dude. Something where we get, because it's
Parrot.
possible now,
He like the way he just carried his team right there. Like, come on, just do it for a couple more games. I know
dude.
you
Do it
got it
for.
in you.
It's like the meme says. Do you have one more game left? You give me one more day. I'm not asking for one more week. One more.
Yeah,
Wait, sorry, 2 more days, because I think they need
mm,
to play like a few knockout rounds, and then
probably yeah.
But
But I
I'm just happy
mean,
for. I'm
and
happy
and
for all of Britannia, pretty
and
much.
England, Ireland, Scotland in the World Cup. Holy cow! You got Shepherd's Pie in one, you got Guinness in the other, and then in England, you got all the cuisines and. I
That's
guess
so
like an
big.
English. I
I'm
guess like an
hoping.
English breakfast. I don't know.
Yeah, and I
Like
think
it's gonna
I
pop
think
off.
Wales also have a chance to qualify. I think they hit the
I think
qualification
so
process
too.
too.
Yeah, I did hear something
So
like
you
that.
can
And then
almost have all of Britannia in there, which would be absolutely insane.
yeah, I mean,
Which would be crazy.
unfortunately, it'd be almost because like Northern Ireland, I think they're not gonna make it.
Oh
If
yeah, true.
they're
But
not, I don't
but
even
I
think
mean
they're in the
a big
qualifier.
chunk
But
of almost of all the rivals that are in there, man. And another team I wanted to give a shout out to before we head on to our next pretty much like block or break. Norway, man.
oh
Look,
yeah,
look, look. We're not gonna have this debate yet because I'm planning for a final episode before the year ends. Is like who's our Ballon d'Or candidates, right? Who's gonna win the Ballon d'Or?
okay,
What I'm saying is right now, with the stuff that Holland's been doing, and now with the World Cup coming up, with his team, with Norway going in there, uncomfortable conversation. Shout out to Norway and Erling Holland. That guy, different man,
unreal,
unreal.
unreal.
I think he has like 16 goals or like 10 plus goals in this World Cup qualifier matches
Yeah,
in like 9 games that they've played. 2 goals against Italy, not to not knock them out per se, but to put him in second place and to be the first to just qualify and to be a part of that domination that at the San Siro too. And people say Erling Haaland doesn't score against big teams. Amazing. And look, man, him, Kane, and Mbappe, we're gonna have uncomfortable conversations by the end of the year, man. As
yeah.
I'm leaning now towards who might be my favorite to win whatever individual award is for the best player of this season has been, because he's slowly getting on my list of But I won't say much because I think it's gonna be a big debate. It's gonna be a big
Mm,
debate that a lot of people
mm,
would have. But
yeah. If
but
if I had to add my
yeah,
opinion there quickly, I'd say for me it's Harry Kane right now, but Holland though, like, and also if like City kind of makes some improvements there, maybe take over the league, maybe win a cup or two. Yeah, like there could be some conversations being started
Right.
for sure.
I agree. All right, but before we're gonna get into our next segment, as always, we have to do this. Give a shout out to our man, the legend, the myth, the icon himself, to our hope to being big in the future one day. Stone Pictures. Shout out to them as always. Please follow stonepictures.com. I know he's gonna be producing some stuff pretty much coming soon. Much love to you, Robin Stone. We're here. We love you, man. Thank you for all the hard work you're doing for us
I think I
out
just
there. And
realized I don't think we shouted him out at the beginning of the episode.
no, I think we did.
We did. All right.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah.
All right. If we did,
And if
we
we
did.
didn't, well, we're doing it now.
Yeah.
So as always, shout out to Robin Stone.
Hell yeah.
But now, Block B, our second segment of
The
this
so-called bad.
bad
Why bad?
is now a lot of narratives that have been going on during this international break. The
Hmm.
first one being Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo meeting up with
Oh.
Trump. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that?
I don't know. I honestly don't know where to put it. Is
Look,
it good? Is
look,
it bad? I have no idea, bro. But it
look.
is crazy.
It is crazy. It is insane. I don't want to get too political because the political discussions around the world is just insane. But all I'm saying, from my opinion, I just follow. Look, man, you're you're Cristiano, man. We've learned from the last. I don't think he listened to us, and I don't think he did. I mean, he kind of pre-planned it with the Piers. I mean, first of all, doing an interview with Piers Morgan's crazy, and I love Chris. I love for what he did with Madrid, and like I still will hold dearly to my heart too, the player that he is and what he represents at times too, because he's done good things with Madrid, the donations,
Hmm.
helping out United, and so I mean in the bad way, but like he's helped out United too. He's a legend. He's a legend of the sport. He's the ultimate mentality monster and inspiration to a lot of athletes. But look, man, all I'm gonna say is real quickly is I don't think you should have done anything with Trump, man. I think that's a interesting move, unless he's trying to get a rig World Cup. You know
That's
what's
what I
killing me
was
right now?
literally gonna say. That's what I was literally gonna say. I was like,
Hey,
do we?
if you go, you go. I talk too
I
much.
was
You
gonna,
go,
I
man.
was gonna, I was gonna say, I'm like, yo, dude, do you think he's trying to get like, I don't know, extra like 5, 10 penalties, and then maybe a Ballon d'Or in that clause or
Oh
something in
yeah.
that
Oh,
competition?
he
What are
he
we thinking?
he. I know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He needs to.
Some
He needs
dude,
to.
because like you had last World Cup, Messi coming to the. I know Qatar is not like
Remember
Arabia,
my
but
conspiracy theory I made
the
about how.
deserts and winning there where Ronaldo is now, and then now Ronaldo coming to so-called Messi's land in America, and then like, what are we thinking? What are we thinking? I don't know. I don't know. It's
All I'm
conspiracies.
saying is he's probably like, yo, but you can't bribe Trump. Trump's a millionaire, so he's probably not. He's not gonna get anything out of that. But all I'm saying is, from my perspective,
They're both
like
billionaires,
it's hard. It's
so
so hard for me because I'm not a big Trump guy. And but the other thing is like I'm a big Cristiano guy, and him doing that, like I'm sorry guys, like a lot of people have said it in this world. Sports is especially soccer nowadays. You know how I get with political with soccer, and I'm about to get political soon. I That's the wrong move, man. Look, I just want if he got invited and like he was like, okay, fine, I'll attend. Like he's invited me, show you my manners. I mean, you're going to the White House, essentially, and yes, he is the president of the United States. But dude, when you're telling me you want to meet the guy and you're inspired by him. I don't know, man. You have a lot of fans out there who are
from
a little
his
too
point
much.
of view, the way I could see it is like, yeah, like he was invited into that event and he caught, but
Right,
he's also Cristiano. Like, he's not just gonna be in the corner. Like everybody would want to meet him, including Trump. And in
right,
Cristiano's case, it's like, dude, it's the president of the United States of
right.
America.
And I
Like
get that. And that's if he did like. See, here's my little like conflicting. I guess like what's the word? Devil's advocate here for him. I get that from that. I would. look, man, if I got invited to see him, if he told me, Trump, I want to speak to you, I'd speak about some politics too, about how we can change the world and what we can do.
Mhm.
Like, let's have a civil discussion. And I'm cool with that. But when he's saying stuff in that Piers Morgan, and I believe it's true because we can go watch it. He said something along the line like, he's inspired by him and he views him as a good figure. I'm like, dude, you should not be. It's when you're that's your sign of political like affiliation in a way. And like even you going to that thing, that's gonna come with the cost of people thinking that you're a big fan of Trump.
Yeah.
So it's like, but I don't want to think too much about he probably went they probably did talk. Maybe they do agree on some political themes, which
Yeah.
we can't say. And but at the end of the day, I don't think he's a bad person. I don't know why he's meeting with Trump unless again the conspiracy comes out. Is it to resolve him coming back to the states for that case that he had back in '09, or is it to get a rigged World Cup? I don't know, man. It's something which like I'm just hoping he slowly like forget about this. Cool, you had your moment with Trump. Now forget. Don't be too associated with the guy. But going back to football, I mean, kind of, because by the end of the last portion of this episode is going to get very political. And I'm going to get political here because it involves some of my favorite players. But we're going to talk about more narratives. I know we have Cristiano's up in there. I guess player narratives were, oh, God. Player narratives as well and legacies teams. I know Italy's was shot down. Shocker. Just poor all around for that national team. Um, I guess more international news. I mean, Brazil's. I just don't know what goes on every time with them.
Look again for that Tunisia game. If that's what you're talking about, I wouldn't think too much about it. It's a friendly
No,
after
no,
all.
that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to
Oh,
talk about the narratives that come out because
oh,
this is
oh,
the
right,
bad
right,
side.
right.
This is the preview to what I'm about to get into with the ugly in terms of
Okay.
narratives, right?
Mm.
Look, man, I think William Estaval has been amazing for Brazil,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
And and Chelsea too. I know Chelsea fans love him, and
Yep.
that's great. He's been amazing for Chelsea. I think he's been good. He's for what he hasn't reached his potential, like, obviously, and it probably will take him another 5 years potentially to be at those levels. But to start, what he's doing with the goals, the assists, and then obviously for Brazil just scoring. I mean, it's been great. But guys, calm the hell down, man. And I know what you guys are. I know you guys. I know what y'all are doing. I see through you because it's been evident through these last international games with legacies. Because I think that's been one of the biggest things, right? I see through you. I know what you're doing, labeling William Esteval the next Neymar after him. I think having 5 goals and he's 3 less goals less than like Vinicius Jr. An example. I see what you're doing, guys. There's no need for that. There's no need. You know why, Mr. Rachel? You know why Brazil actually looked good these last 2 games? Let me think for a moment. Casemiro's been back in form. Bruno Guimaraes is picking up form. And we're going to talk about Brazil too after I get through this. I don't know. They have a player in Rafinha who's been performing too. Um, I guess Militao has been back for this national team after being gone for almost 2 years now, and he's looked great at right back. Gabriel has looked amazing, even though he picked up an injury. They have the 2 best ball playing goalkeepers. Yes, I have doubts about their fullbacks, especially with Militao playing there for the heavy minutes, especially if they're coming back. And I still have doubts in that left hand spot. But you know what? I didn't expect Casemiro to be revolutionized and looking like a freaking beast out there. Bruno playing in there, Rodrigo looking good. And the biggest thing that I said, the biggest thing, Carlo Ancelotti being back. I mean, sorry, Carlo Ancelotti being the manager. I mean, do you see why? I'm like, oh, they looked really good. You know, my concern was their midfield, and you know
Mhm.
what? They're making me look
There.
silly because they
And
looked
I
great.
told you, Casemiro. We
They
talked about
looked
it last episode too.
now. I'm not here to say they're gonna win the World Cup because I think for Brazil standards, we want them to win the World Cup. We
Yeah.
want them to win these things because they're like the most. They're the team. They're the
They're
international
my
team.
international team, that's for sure.
Right.
They've
They're
been
your
my
international
international
team.
team since 2010. So,
And mine too as well. If I wasn't a Peru and American fan,
mm,
and France, I don't know. I love all international teams, but there's a reason why everyone's been cooking with this Brazil team. I think since Carlo got there, like they're starting to pick up now. They're starting to figure it out,
Hmm.
and I think he's been the right man. My only concern, I've always said, is the players that they have. That's my only concern, which is in the midfield, because they need players in midfield and that fullback. But look, they looked great, man. They look good,
Hmm.
especially with the stars that they're supposed to have. Like I think Vinny Rodrigo looked good interchanging the wings. You got William Esteval playing at the right wing, getting into those spots, and
Yeah.
he's looked good. But my point
Yeah.
is, don't overrate him because I see what y'all doing. You're doing this because you want to bring down another player's legacy or another few players' legacies, which is like obviously the number one being Vinny. Like I see what y'all are doing, and I'm not denying that Vinny hasn't been like the world beater that Brazil expects him to be. I'm not saying that, but let's call it what it is. Let's play devil's advocate here. He has had a poor roster these last 2 years, a poor midfield before, in the 2024 club, in the 2024 Copa
Champions League.
America. No, no,
Oh.
no. I'm talking about in with the
Oh.
national team.
Oh.
Now we're
Oh.
talking
Oh. Yeah.
national
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know he
Yeah.
hasn't been like the world beater that we said. Like 8 goals with the national team is not good in the amount of games he's played. But let's call it what it is, man. Like he obviously like he's had poor teams where the midfield just loses it and he hasn't had the right managers. And there was a year where they could have potentially gone to the World Cup final. I don't know if they would have won it, but potentially gone.
Yeah.
Or gone to at least the semis or whatever. So my point is here, stop doing that. Stop overrating a player who clearly is there. Stop putting these stupid narratives on him like he's the next Neymar Regin because he has 5 goals through friendlies, which is great. Good for his talent. But don't do that. Stop doing that. And I know what y'all doing. Y'all are doing this to diminish another player, which is not cool. Messed up. Not cool, man. Because you're ruining one player's legacy unfairly, and then you're ruining another kid's. You're putting this high expectation, which doesn't make any sense. Like I'm hearing Neymar Reg, like whoa, whoa, like Neymar will never like. Stop doing that, man.
Hmm.
Stop doing that. I know y'all are sneaky. Y'all are sneaky because you're trying. You ain't. Y'all ain't. That's all I gotta say about William Esteban. But he's been great.
That's fair. Yeah.
And he's been great, right? I don't know. What do you think? What do you?
Nah, I mean, like since that Club World Cup, I was like, damn, like this kid is great,
Right.
electrifying,
Yeah.
pace, and then that form carried over to the actual season with Chelsea, with Brazil still showing his talent. But at the end of the day, like you said, I mean, he's only 18 years old. We still gotta let this kid develop. There's still a lot to learn. So, and we also had this conversation long ago where it's like us football fans, man. Nowadays, it's like don't matter. Could be like 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour of watching somebody, and he's either the greatest of the greatest
I
or
know.
the worst of the worst. I mean, there's just no in between. And I think we as fans, we gotta like get there, like in that in between. And then from there, we can like think about, with some more time, like, oh, you know what, he's a great player. Oh, you know what, he needs some improvement.
Right.
Let's keep it positive, but let's also not like gaslight and at the same time over like bully players.
Right.
That's
It's just
that's what I'm gonna
insane. I
finish
don't.
it
I
off
don't
with.
think. And they're not like again. I think of course, criticism can go to Vinny's name. There's without question. Like,
Yeah.
yes, he should be having more goals. Yes, he should be performing better. Yes, we're not denying that. I'm not denying that because I want to see him win the Liverpool. I love Vinny. I love him. I love him to death.
Hmm.
What he represents on the field and also off the field because
Hmm.
he's gone through a lot of battles with the media, which we're about to get to soon with this one player. Because oh man, I'm just like amazed as to what's going on with the next player we're going to talk to. But shout out to you, Aritra. I think I'm not more positive about Brazil going in. I think you were right about Kessie. I think he looked great. I looked back on the highlights. I was like, man, he looks really good, man. And for our viewers out there and listeners, that win against Senegal was massive. Because I think Senegal went into like they were like unbeaten for a while, and
Hmm.
that's like one of the tougher nations to go through, man. Like they have a
Yeah.
elite roster,
According
elite
to
roster.
FIFA, Senegal is ranked number 19.
Right,
So that ain't a joke of a squad. That's a real squad
right,
right there. Arguably one of the like best like African team out there, like probably after Morocco. So
right.
definitely a tough competition. And like I mean Brazil, bro, they just like straight pieced them. Like what was it, like 2-0, I think.
Yeah, they were creating
Yeah.
chances, but and again, the one thing I was so envy of them, bro. Dude, look at the synergy. See, the one thing people need to understand is synergy. The synergy between those two players.
Joga bonito, man.
if I can just see Vinny and Mbappe do that for Madrid, man. I think what I've come to realize too from watching that team too, I think Vinny needs to play more like a free roam type of guy, which is why I've always said they should go back to that 4-4-2 diamond, man. That would really help this team out, man.
Mm,
Just don't you don't have to be a touchline winger, but just free roam because you saw that he was playing central like as a striker, and then he was playing on the wing, and then he'll be on the right at times. Like, dude, that's what I mean. That's why I don't want to fully believe in like they need a full target line. But just look at the synergy. Look at the movement. It's the movement. It's the
yeah.
understanding. If I'm going left, you go right. If I go left, you're gonna go left too, but go at this specific angle. If I'm gonna cross here, I need this one player to cross in there. You know,
Hmm.
it's all about just understanding movement and synergy and all that fun stuff.
For sure.
But before I go on another mini rant, because this is why I was so excited about these international games. There's been beautiful sides, man, especially for Scott McTominay, which I'm happy for him. Troy Parrott, small national teams. Before we go into that, please follow our social media out there. Um,
We beg.
at We beg for the Out Loan Podcast on YouTube, on TikTok, on Spotify, on
Spotify,
everything.
Apple
Please,
Music.
please.
No, not Apple
Apple
Music,
Music, on everything.
but
Just everything. And please, we need more money because my light keeps on shutting down on me, and I think it's about to go out, which
I,
is
I still need a
unfortunate for
light
me.
and need to set up my microphone. So we're also
I'm
like
gonna-
lacking in equipment. So
Yeah, we're liking the
help us
equipment
out,
right now.
man. Help us out.
We're struggling. See, my light just went down, so
Damn.
but it's all right. I mean, I still look okay with it. I'm just gonna fix it real quick. It might shut out on me, but who cares? But you know what else has been shutting down recently and just crashing out? It's so evident. I've been dying for this. This is why I was so tempted to tell you let's record on Monday. 'Cause I couldn't believe, excuse my French here, I couldn't believe the bullshit, the absolute horseshit that the media, more specifically the English media, has done to my boy, Mr. Jude Bellingham. And I'm
Mm.
using the Google Doc to be like the light year. I,
Come on, man.
I couldn't believe.
So hold on. I mean, because I'm totally out of the loop. You're saying like the
I
media, like
couldn't
that.
the
What are they
attack.
bringing his character down or something?
Yes. So
Okay.
it all started. I think you know where this all started pretty much. It started with I think England's what was it 4-0 win over I believe it was what was the team they played? See, I got to double check this now. England soccer team.
England.
Serbia. Their 2-0 win over Serbia.
Okay.
So Phil Foden provided an assist to Eze for like the one of and it was an Eze banger. And this trend started where like Foden like provided the assist. He got credited for the assist, but it was just a simple little pass, and then Eze scored like a worldie. And like the questions coming out of that game was, oh, like Foden provided the assist, like
Hmm.
how he was like credited more for the assist instead of talking about the great goal that Eze scored, the finish that he put in. And then the other topic was like, what was the other topic was, oh, Jude got dropped pretty much, and that makes sense because I mean he just got back from injury, and like it just made sense. Like you just got back from injury. You don't want to ruin too much of the rhythm. Try to incorporate for these last two games because you're gonna have to. And he started, I think, the next game in Albania. But the question around it was, should Jude Bellingham start for England? Really, really. And then we have this. I don't want to say. I don't want to insult him too much because I went off on him on Twitter. Not too much. I kept it professional, so I'll keep it professional as I can. But I think his name is like Craig something. Works for the Daily Mail. And one of the
Mm.
talking points in the next game when Jude got back in was his character, his attitude. Oh, he's so selfish. Oh, because he got substituted like in the 85th minute, and apparently the people thought it was just too much of the way he got substituted. Like he was mad, he was frustrated, and like how he just he it was selfish. Like he didn't care about the team because he just got substituted, which every player and their mothers does almost when they think they shouldn't be. I mean, you just saw it with Vinny. And for me, I'm just shocked by Greg Hope. There we go. It's funny how he has the last name Hope, which is just hilarious. That guy is far from being a hope to society with the way he treats his Jude Bellingham. But look, all I'm gonna
Oh
say is
wow.
this, man. I blame the media for this. The English media have done it to every single player that England has had, even in Premier League. They did it to your boy Marcus Rashford. They're doing it to two of my boys, three of them actually, and David Beckham because he was like one of the big superstars that come out here in LA when he went to the Galaxy. But we heard all the stories in that document
Mm.
when he played for England, the amount of
Madrid, Man
Madrid,
United. I
and then
mean,
all of them.
God damn.
So that's three already. They did
Yeah.
that to Sterling. They did that to Saka. We missed the penalty. They're doing it, and now their next target is my boy. And I will not stand for this. I will not stand for this. I've been defending this guy for too long. I look. There's one thing if fans say Jude Bellingham ain't good. That's one thing. If they're trolling and like they're saying whatever they want to say out of their ass, that's fine with me. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It's a football community. People can have their opinions when they watch the sport. Now, is it right or wrong? That's where I'm like, we can debate on that. But when we have journalists out here saying
Mm.
some nonsense,
Yeah.
talking about how he shouldn't be played at the World Cup, playing out fake news, pretty much fake news about how disruptive this player is, how it's almost like racism at this point. It almost just feels like racism, and it's a fucking joke. I'm sorry for my French, but it's just a joke now how the English media has done this to a bunch of their players, and now they're doing it to my boy. But Craig Hope and any journalist that comes out here and starts saying stuff like this, you're just wrong. It's completely wrong. Selfish. It's selfish because you know what you're doing. It's either racism behind you or you're just getting it for the views, which I think it makes sense for the views and the money. Yeah, go to spread the money line. And you're
Clicks,
and if
traction,
anything
all of
and
that.
all that, and if anything happens where Jude does not get called or is affected by this, where like his football ain't being affected, like I'm meaning like every journalist is coming out here asking the same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing. Shame on all of you, and I wish the worst for England. Not the whole nation. I'm just saying for the football national, for the English football team. I will not be rooting for this team. If Jude Bellingham somehow by next year, and I'm not saying he should be undroppable or like a player like that should not be dropped or like not be included because he's. I'm hearing stuff that he's selfish, he's arrogant. What are you talking about? What are you on about? This is a guy that has gone to Madrid, almost was a Ballon d'Or candidate his first year. His second year, he had a shoulder. He's been dealing with shoulder injuries. He went to your Euro nations and was one of your better player
Best
of the bad
players.
bunch out of the bad bunch. I'll
Saved
take
your
that.
ass a bunch of time
Saved your ass,
with that
and
that bicycle kick in the 95th
right.
minute.
We should have. They shit on a player that literally scored a bicycle kick. One of the best. I want to say the best ever, but like one of the best memorable English goals that you can think of. And instead, we're just gonna shit on him because we have to. And yeah, I see Scott McTominay score a bicycle kick, and God, I can guarantee he's going to get a statue right now. All I want for Jude is to get the love he needs, the recognition that he deserves.
Yeah.
And this is what we're going to do. So shame on all of you. If he doesn't get called up, because he's arrogant, he's selfish, even though he's backed it up with saving your nation's asses for the last time. And if we watch the game, which a lot of people just don't understand, really don't, just watch the game. You can tell that he's like at least a top three player in terms of talent and in terms of the amount of times he's like produced for that team. I mean, again, that last game against Albania, I mean, bro, he was like literally the man of the match. Watch the game. He's their best playmaker by far. He's their most intelligent playmaker by far. He's the one that's arguably won the most in that team too, by far, because he has a Champions League. He's playing at Real Madrid, bro. Every Madrid fan you talk to loves the guy. Almost everyone. I'm not gonna say everyone, but almost a lot. The majority of the fan base loves the guy, and there's a good reason why. At
Yeah.
the biggest team at the world, if we literally restarted our team, he would not be excluded because he's young, hungry, and he wants to win. And from an eye test and a physical standpoint, this guy is one of the best players they've ever produced. And even if you don't think he's that good enough, well, guess what? He's 22. So why are we shitting on the guy? Why are we doing that, guys? Why? because you want clicks. So stupid. Craig Hope and any other journalist that does this, or any content creator that does just says this nonsense that has a reputation to get access to these players and media and viewership. Shame on you guys. You're ruining the sport as we speak.
Hmm.
You're ruining it. You're ruining this sport as we speak.
And quote
Just like my
unquote,
lighting right now. You're ruining like the lighting is doing on my face right now. It's a shame. The light right now should be shining on Jude Bellingham. Maybe I'm hoping that's what's happening right. That maybe that's why the light went off on me. The light needs to go on Jude,
yeah.
and then he played. And Saka too, man. I feel bad for him, Beckham, Wayne Rooney, Sterling, Trent, all of them. It's a shame, bro. It's a shame what this media has done for the last few years, and they can't keep getting away with this.
And also, quote unquote, like if we were to call Jude an arrogant, whatever, why
It's
wouldn't he be?
racism, bro.
No, no,
Why
hold on.
can't he
Why?
be?
Hold on, hold on. Why wouldn't he be? I mean, number one, 17-year-old Birmingham, like gets them to like whatever championships,
It's
gets his damn number retired, and then goes to Dortmund, dominates there, and then pulls up at the age of 20 to the biggest club in the world. And like you
the
mentioned,
biggest.
first season was about. I mean, I remember at end of October, like as that international, the second international break was coming. I was like, yo, I kid you not, if Madrid wins the Champions League, Jude Bellingham should win Ballon d'Or. That's how amazing he was. Yeah, sure, he was like higher up, he was like false nine, whatever, scoring goals, whatever. Okay, this man
Which is not true.
is a
If you
machine.
look at the Heat, if you look at the Heat, which is not true because again, this is the problem with the world now. They misprofile players a lot of times. Like again,
Yeah,
they did it with it was why Brian the bad, which is William Esteval.
yeah,
He's the next one because bro, he's a talented player, but we haven't seen anything yet where like he can replicate the creative spark and the magic that Neymar brought. Yes, he's a great winger. Yes, he scored amount of goals. Yes, he's
yeah,
producing.
yeah,
But you can't compare him to what Neymar was doing at literally 17, where we had a highlight reel of him being a mega superstar by the time that he was like 12. Like he was a superstar for Santos, and we're telling William Esteval, who plays for Chelsea, oh, he's the next legend. Like you can't compare what Neymar did. You can't even, and they did that with Vinny too, which is like destined to fail him. You can't do that. You can't do that to a player like that. You can't.
yeah.
It's just not possible. And now they're doing that with Jude in the sense of like they're gonna give him
Like he's
unfair expectations.
Yeah, and it's just like, dude, like I mean, yeah, you as a nation and media too, like you have to be better. You generally have to be better. Like you can't just like throw out random like words, random statements, and then like not expect the country to also like turn on their players too, just because of the amount of power that you have over these football fans. They read your stuff, they view your stuff. I mean, like with the Beckham thing. I mean, yeah, sure. It started like maybe with the coach with like his post game remarks, and then the newspapers just like printing on whatever. Like, what was it like? 10 proud lions, one stupid boy, and then the craziness just started. Just 3 years later,
It's clicks.
just 3 years later, that the very next World Cup. The reason why you guys played in the 2002 World Cup was for that man, David Beckham. Was for that free kick at Greece against Greece at Old Trafford. I feel like some for some reason like Beckham gets underrated as a player just because of like looks, fashion, Hollywood, like LA. Like nah, this man was like he
Was a beast.
hard working. Like
He
arguably, if you think Roy Keane was like the engine, which he definitely was, Beckham probably had like the next most like work rate, being all across the field, diving in for balls, and then obviously the crosses, the assists, and like to some extent, that's how I see Jude too. He's just kind of like everywhere. He could get you goals. He can like play make for you assist wise. He's just there everywhere. I feel like I see this man like diving to the floor for a tackle like every like 3 to 5 minutes, and winning
right.
those duels too. Like Bellingham is not just like a pretty boy, pretty face, pretty play. Nah, he's like that one of those like get down on the ground, get like ugly and just
Right, and
grind. Those type
and
of players.
and it's crazy because they use that against him. But I
Yeah,
get and this is what I mean when I say I think it's just come down to pure racism and hatred for the player that rejected England. I mean, we're being serious now. We a lot of fans use that against him. They think that's bad. I
And I feel like in
guarantee you,
America, and the opposite, it's like in America, I feel like that'd be celebrated. It's like, oh, okay,
that's
like this kid,
celebrated.
like
That's
look at
celebrated
Anthony
here.
Edwards as a basketball player, dude. Like England would hate him. England would
England
hate
would
him.
definitely.
He's having that
Oh,
little England.
God forbid if England had LeBron, man. God forbid.
LeBron,
Oh
Michael
my
Jordan,
God.
Kobe, Shaq,
God,
like the stories
the
that come out of
arrogance.
them.
Oh, they
Oh
think
my
they're arrogant
days, bro. They're
players, and
gonna
it's
think like,
just
oh,
insane.
they don't represent the badge, the club, the passion,
Insane.
whatever. It's
Stupid
like,
media.
really? Like, really?
Stupid journal. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to say this is stupid, careless, and you know what they're doing. We know what you're doing. We know what you're doing. Just here to screw up everything, get your clicks in, instead of actually talking about the game. How about you ask some interesting questions like, Michelle, what are your thoughts on the fans out here talking about Jude Bellingham being dropped? Like, why don't we talk about that? How about we get that in there? That we're talking
Yeah.
about
There
fake
was
narratives about how he's arrogant and how the way he came off the pitch was just he wasn't happy for his teammates or he didn't celebrate. You're just making up fake lies at that point just to get something, and it's a shame.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
real shame.
And
It's a shame.
there's also this one I remember, like when the England's women's team when they won the Euros again earlier this summer. Like one of the first articles that popped up was like, the England's player, especially Marcus Rashford, should take note on how to be like a professional and like play with passion or something like. I'm like, what the like what?
What, this is what I
What?
mean. This is what I mean. I'm not look. We don't know fully if they're racist or not, but all the signs to their actions, because actions speak louder than words, and the actions of them using the words and describing these players through their articles says a lot about what we think about them and what we think about them as well as journalists and as human beings as well. I mean, grow up. Ridiculous. Watch the game, watch it, analyze it without a bias. Like, see me, I try to be unbiased as I possibly can. But when I'm hearing fake stuff about how Jude Bellingham is just not good on the ball and he's arrogant, when I'm hearing other players not get the same treatment, and then we look at the skin tone or like we look at the way they're viewed as, come on now. Or how we can't have personality in this game no more. We have to be little humble. Like, come on, really? Like, do you think every one of these superstars don't have an ego? Like, what drives them to be that good? Do you think they
Mm,
just give God given? Like, no. They wake up with the mentality of like, dude, I gotta be the best. So I gotta
yeah.
practice every day, every day. Come on, guys. Do you think you don't think Pele had a freaking ego? You don't think Pele he was 17 and he had people pick on him because he was young? Do you don't think that activates an ego to be like, dude, nah, let me go prove out there and go win like 3 World Cups?
Yeah.
You don't think he had rivalries with Maradona and he can go argue and say, look, I had like 3 or 4 World Cups. You had like one or two or one. Like, you don't think players have that arrogance, that ego, that character?
And sometimes it's that ego and arrogance and that self confidence is what like drives them to be better. Like that's really
And
what
you're
like
gonna and you
motivates them. Like,
and
come
the
on.
history has proven that you're just ruining the player, man. It's a shame. It's a shame. Do better. Do better because you're ruining the sport. And that goes to all journalists, especially if the World Cup comes in, because I'm excited. I think we're gonna end it off here. I'm excited for this World Cup.
Yeah.
There's so many storylines. You're gonna have Jude's now. You're gonna have Jude's. The legacy of Kane's. Messi's last World Cup. Lamine Yamal's rise.
Ronaldo's last World Cup.
Ronaldo's last World Cup. A potential rigged World Cup. No, I'm just kidding. Holland's first World Cup. How will he look with Norway? These smaller nations that qualify, your Scotland's, your Haitians, your Curaçao's, how will they look? What else? What other narratives we got in there? We talked about Jude Kane's. We're gonna talk about Kane's legacy too. This German national team. How will they look with the new young talents that they have? The USA. What about Pochettino? What is his career gonna look like? How will the USA
Because
perform
after
this
that
season?
World Cup, after the 22 World Cup, I mean, I just feel like it's kind of been downwards and sometimes
They know they
like
won
just
5-1
lost.
against Uruguay, but that's all. These are, and then we have Mexico. We
Yeah.
have Canada. How will they look with their core?
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, this is going to be one of the best World Cups, and I think part of it has to down to a lot of the legacies that we know these players can create, the storylines behind their things, and of course the narratives that either are going to get debunked, proven more, and just going to be talked about. Which I mean, I guess for us content creators and fans, is just going to be exciting to dive deep into and just debate about. Because I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we're going to do, and I think people should be hyped for this World Cup. This is going to be A lot of stories. There's so much more. Whether it's good or bad, it's just a lot for us to just analyze and discuss. I'm excited. That's why I said the good and the bad and the ugly. And I think besides the core, we won't be seeing any major international games for a while until we get the playoff qualifiers in March. We're gonna be a few friendlies here and there, especially for Portugal. I
There's
know
gonna be an
Portugal.
AFCON in the middle, but other than that, yeah, I can't really think of much
Oh yeah, and
that's
AFCON
happening.
too. I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot the AFCON exists every year too. Well, I'm excited. All I'm saying is I'm excited. I imagine you're excited too.
Yeah,
It's gonna be in
no,
New
it's
York.
always a great time to watch a World Cup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, man. I'm good stuff to talk about, but as always, yin and yang. That's gonna be my logo, the yin and yang. The good, but whenever
yeah.
there's light, there's a shadow. See, I had light for the first half, and now I got the shadow on me right now.
Dude, I wish I had
So
something to like just I don't know help
give me
you
like
out,
no,
but
I might have to
there's
buy a
nothing.
new stand. No, I mean that's why we need support out here, just to. No,
That
I'm kidding.
investments,
I'm kidding. Invest. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Yeah, I mean we have
dude.
weekend club games coming back. Not that many, but I mean, United play next week on Monday. Madrid play this Sunday. Looking to bounce back. I know United are looking to get some results to start the new streak of the hair trend for the United strand.
Our next five
Um,
or 10 games, it's like the easiest schedule that we've had or will have, like I think in the whole league. So after like having the toughest schedule, so hopefully like we can really maximize and get like at
right,
least 90% of those points. But yeah, we'll see.
right, yeah. But that'll be all. Thank you, Marisha, as always. Listen to me rant most of the times, as I just rant, and I like you to calm things down for me because I'm just like I need to calm down. It just makes me mad when I hear these narratives and there's just like no factual points to it. But as always, thank you. Please follow Stone Pictures as always. Follow our accounts. Keep tuned for next episodes. And episode 13 will probably be recorded next weekend. Next week, club games are back, so Champions League will be wrapping up soon. Can't believe we're almost half year's about to end. But no, so man, thank you for listening and thank you for tuning in. That'll
Peace.
be it for episode 13 of the On Loan podcast.